Hi everyone, welcome back. Day 2 of Finish It February. So I just want to explain before I move on, because I've had a question from a couple of people about what the challenge was. And basically it's not a challenge as such, it's my personal challenge that in February I'm going to finish things that I started, a year or in the last year or even longer possibly. So it's not really a challenge, it's just saying if you've got anything that you want to get finished, then please join me, hashtag Finish It Feb 2021, and the details are below. And also you can add things to the new Facebook group. I've had a couple of people join already, so thank you. So moving on, this is what I did yesterday, and I was going to put it in the calligraphy thing that I showed you, but when I started looking at that, it's quite bright, and I was going to put some fabric over it and you just could see the stuff underneath still. So I thought instead of that, I'm switching to a book. I'm pretty sure it's going to come to the edge, but I think it'll be fine. The spine, it's heavy. The spine is about the same width, and so that's okay. This is a really heavy thesaurus, but I will now chop the belly of it out. I also have a metal clasp that I'm going to use to close the book. So I haven't really done that before. I mean, I haven't done it recently. I've done it years and years ago, but not recently. I used to use these sorts of things in my scrapbook pages all the time, but I don't know why I haven't thought of it lately, but I haven't. So there you go. So the first step will be to score this so that it's going to bend when I bend the book shut. It's a bit difficult. I should have maybe done it before I put the thing in, but then I didn't really know where I wanted it at that point. So this is the alternative way to do it. This is my rough and ready way of doing it. So there you go. So that will go in there, that will go in there, and now I can stick all that down. Now my sugar bell bottles haven't arrived, but I wanted to show you that I've actually solved my issue with my 450. So what I did, because I was so frustrated the other day that it wouldn't come out and I was getting really cranky with it, so I grabbed my Tim Holtz scissors and I chopped the tip off some more. And you can see there, if you're looking at a comparison, that one of them, this one here, is stumpier, shorter and stumpier. Let me put it on this so you can see. And so now that has solved the issue of my glue coming out. It actually comes out much faster, so I have to be careful with that. But the other thing it's done is it's solved the bubbling. I haven't had any bubbling at all since I did that a couple of days ago. So I probably don't need the sugar bell bottles should they ever arrive, but I still will have a go with them when they do arrive. But if you've not got any, or you don't want to get any, and you're having trouble with your 450, there's an option. Now, because it's raining today, I've got the lights on, and so that means that I am getting a bit of shadow. But otherwise I'd be sitting here in the dark if I didn't have the lights on. Very, very rainy and overcast. It's lovely, not complaining. I love the rain. That must be the Welsh in me that likes the rain. So let's get this bit stuck down as a starting point. You can see that that fold is helping it to sit in the right position with any luck. And it is going to stick out a little bit, but there's nothing I can do about that really. This is the best book that I had, and I really like the blue cover as well, because the journal itself is the Blues journal. So I think I didn't want to put it in anything else. I had another one, but it just wasn't the right colour. Just didn't look any good. Now, to secure this further, I'm going to put another piece of paper over the top here, just so that that edge is going to be firmly secured. Now, I just want to point out that I've just used that glue and there's absolutely no bubbling. I think that was just born out of frustration, and I wish that I had done that ages ago. I may put some washi on that later. See how that goes. See if I like it. I could even decorate this later. And then this one will go down on the back. Okay, journal is secured in my thesaurus now. And this pretty blue cover, it's a bit old and it is a bit faded. Looks like it's had something sitting on here and this edge is faded. It's probably been in the stack of books, I think. That's probably why it's looking faded. So now for the hardware. Let's get it out. And I also have some strips of paper. I thought about doing this in fabric, and then I thought, how am I going to secure the fabric to the book? So I'm going to start with the paper and then see how that goes, I think. And then I can always, if that doesn't work, take it off and do some afterwards in some fabric or something else. I've got some leather there. I could do it in that if I wanted to. But let's just start with the first step, shall we? So a couple of little brads. Don't have any brads any longer than this. No, only these ones. But I'm thinking that if I secure it down like this, oh, come out. Let me try again. If I secure it like this, hopefully that is going to be enough. And that tape is going to help hold the brads down as well. And now I'm going to fold it up like that. So I'll just do a crease to start with. A bit noisy, sorry, because of the metal. It's a bit noisy. And then the plan would be to have this one on the back coming over like that and then up like that. And I think that will be, yep, that should be long enough. I was hoping it would be. Now, I didn't realise, but I needed another brad at the back here. So I've put that through and I've put a piece of reinforcement over that area, which is good because that's probably going to get a lot of the strain, and so I do need it to be quite strong anyway. So this one is going to be pretty much the same in terms of how I do it, but I probably don't need it as long as that, so I'll cut it down. So I think these pieces of paper have to sit right up against one another in order to make this work. So I put that on there and they sit against each other, then that's going to be right on the edge of that. So at least I know where that's got to go. I'm going to mark it with a pencil. Okay, I've got that on there. I want to see where this goes now. I need it to be on the actual book when it's closed, like that. So probably there. That looks pretty good. And then I'll wrap the other one around the back. Put that on there, and then I'll just roll this around so that it's still got some leeway in it for the book to expand. Then you can open it up and then close it up again. This needs to be quite down all the way and kind of catch that in there a bit. Now I will put something on the back and also the front. So I've got some of the more of these out, because I thought that these might be quite nice to put on the front of it. Got a little picket fence here. Oh, there's a bigger one. There's not two big ones. No, there's only one. And there's a door. There's also, I saw here, there's a large, I guess that's a birdhouse. I want to call it a letterbox, but I'm pretty sure it's a birdhouse. Actually, maybe I'll put the window here instead of the bird. I like the idea of having the window, maybe in the centre, up the top. Oh, that's much better. Yep, I think that's much better rather than the other option. I think that the bird is too big. I'm going to put the butterfly here and here. Yep, I think that's much better. Okay, I'm happy with that. I can now glue it all down. Sometimes it takes a while to determine where I want things. And I also have to, of course, cover the stuff that's on the spine. I have an idea for that, so let's get this down as a starting point. And what I'm doing on this part here is I'm going to take that house, the door that I had before, I'm going to cover it on here. Oh, I think that's upside down. Yep, this is the way. Again, so you can still see that it's a book. It's just hiding that part of it. Yep, that's stuck now. Now, because I want to hide some of these edges, I'm using a little bit of washi tape. And the tape I've chosen is actually got some blue in it, but it's also got some pink in it that matches with the pink of, you know, the House of Roses stuff. And that's why I've chosen to introduce it into the book, because that is in other places in the book and it'll just ensure the continuity as you're looking through it. It's actually a row of flowers, so I'm going to put it up the wrong way on its side, but I don't mind that. And I'm using some double-sided tape underneath it so it really adheres well. Now this here, I have to do something about this. I'd forgotten, because this is a bit of a mess. I was hoping that this might fit and fix that. There you go. I'm much happier with that. I think everything else is pretty good. There's nothing really left to fix as such. It's just a matter now of going through and deciding which type of journal I'm going to make it into. And what I want to make sure is when I pull this up, that I actually catch that in there, and it will sit in there a lot better then. It won't flop open like it was before. So there you go. I think I'm done. I've got a journal. I probably have some sort of thing to put on the back at some point, but I'm happy with how that's turned out. And hopefully you have done something and finished something that you've had outstanding for a while as well. And tomorrow I will come back and I will start on something else that needs to be finished. I know I've got a few journals that are not finished yet, that are halfway through, so that's what I'll be working on. And until then, thanks very much for watching. Cheers.